So I had a meeting at Yaba, and I was going to go with a friend, more like a sister in church, and it's like it was a leadership training we're going for, and we agreed to go together. So we booked Lagos ride, and I'm really hoping I get the pictures of the car after the incident. I'm just going to see if I can get, because I was so dazed, like so shocked. It didn't occur to me to take pictures of whatever it is that happened, but we're robbed. Hey, it still feels like film shoot, right? So on that fateful day, before that day, what will I call it now? It felt to me like a flash. It felt like I had this flash, like a kidnapping scene. And that period, my parents traveled, so what came to my mind was just pray for your parents, right? And I was praying for them. I didn't mention this thing to my husband. I was just having my own quiet time, praying, declaring protection over their lives and everything. And then the next day, while I was at work, my husband sent me a text message that he had a dream, like a kidnap scene, that I should just say what he has prayed about it, but he just thought he should share with me. And I said, okay, this is like a sign to keep on declaring and then keep on trusting God for his protection. I still focused that prayer on my parents because they traveled, right? Yeah. So after 3 days, I think 4 days, my parents on their way back, I had a conversation with my mom, and she still said she had a dream. And in that dream, it was also like a kidnap scene, and she woke my dad up and they prayed together. And there are some things that she told me about, and I had to sort all of those things out. But fast forward to the day on Saturday, on the 6th of May, early that morning, while I woke up to pray, I would usually pray, like have prayer points to pray, and pray in the spirit, pray for people, pray for the nation and the rest. But that morning seemed different, right? I would usually worship and then pray and then study. But that morning I couldn't get myself to say any word, like have specific prayer points that I was praying for. I was just praying in the spirit for a very long stretch. Even me in my mind, like, why can't I stop? You know, I kept praying in the spirit, and for 1 hour stretch, I was just praying in the spirit. And when I felt that relief, I started worshiping, and then I went to forward, studied my Bible, and then went about my day. You know, I didn't know that all of this was just God preparing and then going ahead of me to fight this battle that I did not know I was going to face. Hey! Getting on Carter Bridge, there was, the heavy rain. Now, if you remember, on the 6th of May, there was this heavy rain that fell. We got there, we're in that heavy rain, and there was traffic on that bridge, and all of a sudden the driver just said, I think it was my friend sitting down next to me, just said, look, it's like they are robbing, So this guy's broad daylight, between 10:30 to 11, broad daylight, without marks. Hey God, these guys, don't they feel like they don't Kalanya? You know, to be Kalanya, ask your evil friend. So these guys were just going from car to car, and it was just too sudden that the lady my friend pointed at, like, they're robbing. And I just, in my heart, I said, no, they will not see us. And immediately, as I just stunned, my eye locked with one of the robbers' eyes, and the guy with an axe, he was coming straight on our car, and I just froze. I just threw my phone on the floor, and then the next now was he's going to hear with the axe. I just said, no! And they broke. I was sitting down very next to the window. The guy used that axe, broke the passenger, my own first, right? Broke the window by my side and the front passenger window with that axe. And for a moment, it felt like the guy used that axe to cut off my head. Oh my God, I'm laughing now, but it wasn't funny, because at that point I froze, like literally. I froze. I didn't know what was happening around me again. All I heard was, bring that bag, bring that phone, bring that thing, bring your money. Jesus, it was so fast. Like, my friend, who could see everything that was happening, because I was so shocked that I couldn't move, I just handed over my bag. She handed her phone, because she was charging her phone, and her phone was just on top of the place where the driver can rest his hand, So it was so obvious. They just snatched her phone. They were dragging her back. She just released it, just so that they don't hurt me. I didn't even know what was happening again, because I was just there like I was gone, And in my head, they had carried all of our properties and all the glasses came crushing on me, and I was just afraid. And the driver immediately jumped out of the line and jumped over to the other side of the road and zoomed off. And just took us to a filling station, and for 30 minutes straight, I was shaking. Like, I was shaking. When they bring you out of freezer or you are so cold, when you're having that kind of fever that your teeth is just shaking and your heart is shaking everywhere from my head. My friend was just trying to calm me down. She was saying, it's okay, calm down. Almost, I was not even hearing anything that was happening. I felt like I was gone, like these guys had killed me. So in fact, I don't know how I'm laughing over it, but trust me, that day was not funny. Like, and in my head, like, how did we get to this point where people can rob broad daylight without mask, and they are freely walking the streets, robbing one car after the other, and there is nothing on ground to stop them? Man, God, that day the event we planned going, we had to cancel it because they took my friend's phone. I later discovered that my phone wasn't taken, right, or wasn't stolen, if that English was taken was correct. What happened was that because my cord was long, I was charging with the charging point in front of the car, and I was holding my phone. So while the second robber came and was dragging the cord from the front, my phone fell under the chair, so they couldn't take my phone. My bag that they snatched from my hand, there was nothing inside, just my cards and my just small things. Like, they just took, I think I had just 500 cash with me, and they took that. I didn't even know. I just noticed that while we got to the point and we're just searching, I saw my phone under the chair, I saw my bag on the floor, and everything scattered. But my friend's phone was stolen, her bag was taken. Stolen. Oh, mommy, I don't know, but they took her bag, and her ATMs, her ID cards were there, right? So we had to look for a police station to lay complaint, and they referred us to Ipomri, where they said that they were the ones to handle that location where the robbery took place. And we got there. On getting there, we met some set of women. They were also robbed by the same person, by the same set of guys, sorry. And one of the women, her face was swollen because they blew her face, and I was just there looking, like, imagining that, if God didn't just go ahead of us and fought this battle, it probably would have been something else, right? So all the prayers that we had, all the revelations we were having, it just felt like God had just gone ahead of us and have fought the battle, or had fought the battle. I think the enemy had other plans, but God fought this battle. Please help me and join me and worship this God, because I'm here right now sharing this story and laughing, but I know that there are people who have gone through this experience and have not been able to get over the trauma, or they probably lost a loved one or lost their life, and I'm just so grateful to God. I am just so grateful to God. I'm sharing this story because I just feel like I needed to share so that you could join me to worship this God, and at the same time share that we should be sensitive in the spirit. When you have some nudges, don't just push away those feelings. It's a time for you to pray. It's a time for you to pray, talk to God, and just commit. You don't know, when you feel heavy in your spirit, there's somebody out there that needs your prayer. There's somebody out there that if not you, but somebody out there that feeling might be there because of them, right? So don't overlook those sad feelings. Don't overlook those heaviness you feel. Sometimes you don't just know why you're feeling the way you're feeling. When you're at that point, just know it's a signal for you to pray. Please pray. Have a time, or have times when you spend with the Holy Spirit, because He's always nudging us, He's always guiding us, He's always instructing us. But if you don't have a time when you spend with Him, it will be difficult to pick up in the spirit that there is a need for you to pray. Please pray, and please thank God on my behalf. Jesus, thank you. All right, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this story, please share and let people thank God on my behalf. If nothing else, just thank God on my behalf.